Hey yo, what's going on, viewers of the tube? If you didn't mean to land on this channel, don't click away because we keep it more entertaining than Sir Anthony Hopkins listening to some trash metal. Hello, Clarice. It's time for Chico Crypto. What in the world is going on? We got some inverse movements between the stock market and the crypto markets, pulling out both the Dow and Bitcoin price side by side. Both markets took a dump on Wednesday, the 15th. But yesterday, the correlation broke as Bitcoin pumped by 3.5% to start the morning, while the Dow lost a percentage point. So is this pump warranted? Are people starting to realize the value of Bitcoin in the face of fiat currencies being inflated to worthlessness? Well, yes, there are some people who have realized this. If you're watching this video, you are one of them. But what about the other 95% of people who do not own any form of crypto or Bitcoin? Are they starting to realize it? Well, let's just pull out the Bitcoin search term chart with Google Trends, with the last halving included in the chart. Interest peaked in June of 2016, just before the inflation slash in July, at 4% of peak interest, which of course happened in December of 2017. So what is Bitcoin interest today? It is just 8% of max interest, double than the overall back before the last halving, but still 92% less than peak interest back during the 20K bull run. So right there tells me that no, we don't have too many new people flooding the markets right now. And unfortunately, the narrative was spread by many people that stimulus money given by governments was going to flood crypto. It's a great narrative to warrant this pump and get the FOMO going, which is exactly what I think is going on. I mean, this isn't the first time the crypto market started to break away from the stock market. So before the stock market took its nasty dip, we had the viral news sweeping China, which was still hitting the US stock market as US companies rely heavily on their supply chains. The Dow from 117 to 131 was in a bearish trend, losing 4% over the 2-week period, while over the same time period, Bitcoin was in a super bullish trend, gaining 35% in those 2 weeks. What's interesting to me too is where the pump began in January at 7K, and it got all the way up to 10K levels before reality took over. This pump yesterday took us to that 7K level. Are they going to pull off something similar pre-halving and get the price to 10K again before the manipulators pull out the rug once again? Makes sense to me, especially with what the Notorious whale said on Wednesday, who I believe plays all sides of the markets, traditional regulated Bitcoin and unregulated Bitcoin. Mike Novogratz, he's long on Bitcoin.
I'm long gold, I'm long Bitcoin.
And then regarding the downward pressure we saw earlier in the week, he said this.
I think the heaviness that we see even overnight, right, Bitcoin is down 500 points, is mostly coming out of Asia. And so it's something we're looking into.
The downward pressure is something we are looking into. If you watch my video Wednesday, we think we know who we is. The Tether printer goes brrrr. As we know, Tether is once again printing at unprecedented levels. Since early March, the supply of Tether has grown by 43%. And I do believe wholeheartedly that the Tether cartel believes they are the Fed of the crypto market. When the actual Fed goes brrrr, they can go brrrr too. So guess when that interview with Mike was done? April 13th, as seen from the date on the YouTube post. And guess who went brrrr right after Mike said this is something we're looking into? The Tether printer. April 14th, we got another $120 million print. No wonder you were long, Mike. It's hilarious, yet disappointing and heart-crushing to see the crypto markets turn into what it was made to fight back against. We have the Fed Tether. We have Nasdaq, which has circuit breakers when the markets crash to save them, and BitMEX. But it's not all doom and gloom regarding crypto. The manipulators and shitheads can only do it for so long. Eventually people realize it and move on to the good in crypto, like fully decentralized and trustless protocols, like a solid DEX or decentralized exchange. The only thing that gives these centralized scumbag exchanges their power is your cryptocurrency. When they don't have it, they don't have the power. The people do, and that is what all of them are so afraid of. And many people have been asking what my favorite DEX is. Hands down, it's Uniswap right now. It's simple, it's sleek, it works, and it has volume. Over $6.75 million yesterday to be exact. And their centralized competitor, Binance Chain and Binance DEX, who was created by the company who crossed $1 billion in cumulative profit in 2019. It has just over $391,000. Uniswap volume is only 17 times higher. And we all know what Uniswap is built off of, Ethereum and Ethereum smart contracts. And I think a lot of people do not realize that Ethereum is the protocol to fight back against centralized entities. Algorithmic stablecoins like DAI are being built to fight against Tether. Decentralized exchange protocols like Uniswap are fighting back against Binance. And decentralized leverage protocols like DYDX are fighting back against the likes of both Binance and BitMEX. But the beauty of all of this decentralization is centralized entities outside of the crypto world are realizing the value of blockchain. 2 days ago, a screenshot leaked of China's national digital currency wallet for their CBDC called DCEP. The payment functionality in the wallet app includes the ability to make retail payments by scanning a barcode, to send money, request a payment, and touch phones for P2P payments. So is China getting ready for digital currency launch? Well, news dropped yesterday that the China's Global Blockchain Service Network, the BSN, launched domestically and would have a global launch April 25th. So what is the BSN? Well, it's led by the State Information Center, a government agency under the National Development and Reform Commission, as well as state-owned telecommunication giants, including China Telecom, China Unicom, and payments firm China UnionPay. So, those are the big state names behind it, but what is the tech being used? Well, the BSN just released their most recent white paper, although it doesn't reveal too much about the tech being used, just that it will be catering to consortium, private, and public blockchains. I wonder what public chains those are. Well, from the paper, the BSN is currently already adapted or being adapted for consortium blockchain frameworks, including Fabric, FISCO BCOS, CETA, Superchain, Wutong Chain, and Brochain, and the public blockchains Ethereum and EOS. In the future, the BSN will continue to adapt mainstream frameworks and give developers even more choices. So if you watched my video a couple days ago, I'm sure they're keeping it under wraps, but Fabric in this instance means FIMAX SC3, as that was created by the co-founder and author of the original Hyperledger Fabric white paper, Frank Liu, which I understand why they didn't want to name it by name. They are really trying to keep this one under wraps. The only blockchain where everything, almost all the information is in Chinese, no English, but we found out who was behind it. But the second one, FISCO BCOS, is highly important. So back a few months ago, it was found out that WeBank would be one of the technical providers for the BSN. WeBank is China's first fully digital bank. Well, WeBank, according to this article, will provide the BSN with its patented open consortium chain, FISCO BCOS. The BSN reportedly introduced this as one of their major alliance chain platforms that will adapt to, and FISCO BCOS has become the current BSN. Which FISCO BCOS is a consortium of major players, including Tencent and WeBank, but also Huawei, BeyondSoft, and other massive Chinese conglomerates. Now remember the DCEP wallet leak? Well, according to that article, a website was also leaked, abchina.com, which was quickly taken down. Although according to the article, however, part of the address included WeBank, which is sister to WeChat Pay, which is thought to be participating in tests. So will DCEP be functioning on the BSN through FISCO? I wouldn't doubt it for a second, as yesterday it was announced that Chinese local government employees would be receiving their paychecks in DCEP come May. Because of this, we need to go into FISCO technical documentation, and as we can see from the new features that were added in version 2.0. The 2.0 version supports the latest Ethereum virtual machine, Solidity 0.5 version. At the same time, it introduces the EVMC extension framework for supporting the expansion of different virtual machine engines. So when you see from the BSN white paper, one of the public chains they are integrated with is Ethereum. It's through FISCO BCOS for now. And then what was just announced as an integration into FISCO through WeBank, DAML smart contracts through digital asset. Now, I'm not trying to get no hype train started, but those crypto projects connected to digital asset and DAML we need to take a look at. The crypto project out there with a coin connected to digital asset the closest is Unibright. They have an official partnership with them. From their Medium post about Unibright DAML integration, Unibright and digital asset started working together on their partnership around the Synchronized Europe event in London in June. Besides investigating promising industry sectors to leverage Unibright's tech stack using DAML, Unibright provided a live demonstration of an integration with a multi-party approval workflow entirely working in DAML. And even digital asset put out their own press release. And going to the DAML marketplace, right there is Unibright integration. Now, Unibright's CTO, Stefan Schmidt, put out this great blog post on Digital Assets DAML blog titled Low Code Smart Contract for the Enterprise with Unibright and DAML. And in it, he says this. Second, a key goal of Unibright is to help clients harmonize their business processes. With its integration with DAML, Unibright Modeler can now be used to define a business process that runs across multiple business applications of an enterprise. This implies that the same DAML workflow now underpins the entire business process without requiring multiple data silos. This has not been easily possible before. Unibright templates were created to provide ledger independence to clients. Select a template and the rest of the work is done for you. And now by integrating DAML with the Unibright framework, we take that experience to the next level. Each template has the capability to run on multiple ledgers to use across enterprises, and even databases to use across applications within an enterprise. More importantly, we can select the underlying blockchain ledger or databases after we have evangelized the prototype to all parties and verified all of our hypotheses on privacy, regulatory, and compliance reporting, and most importantly, the business case. Once a DAML model is selected with Unibright, you can proceed all the way to prototyping out the box. Now back to the BSN white paper. This part is very important. There are very few developers that are proficient at blockchain-related programming languages. Smart gateway and pre-built chain code smart contract mechanism on public city nodes vastly open up possibilities to developers who have no prior knowledge of blockchain, so that they can use the BSN with ease and can add blockchain functionality to traditional business systems. In the future, the BSN will mimic traditional databases and the internet to become a conventional choice in the process of product design, system development, and business operations. So Chico, we just spot it like we see it, and I haven't seen a Chinese project doing what UBT is doing. Although we know China, they copy, so it's possible they do, and this is just a dead end. But UBT's connection with Baseline is going to be massive for the West. I wouldn't doubt it becomes used Baseline by these consortium chains in the East to connect right back to Ethereum. Cheers, I'll see you next time.